was fine at the beginning of the show, so...
No idea what's going on here.
We're back.
We're back.
It's probably still a bit jumpy. I'm not really sure why. Is the audio jumpy, though? Can someone in chat tell me if the audio is jumpy? No, we've got 11, 17 people. Oh, everyone, if you've been watching, go refresh. Audio's clear. Okay, cool. All right. Shall we do some news?
I've now got an advert for Dave.
Oh yeah, you forgot you're not subbed.
Those of you that are,
You're not subbed.
those of you that are Java, fuck off Java. Those of you that are annoyed by adverts, please feel free to subscribe. You'll never see another advert again.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. I will be doing that because it's slightly annoying me.
Until we run them every 15 minutes just to gain a bit of coverage.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it seems choppy on my end, guys.
My Twitch is just shit though, but I think that's Twitch.
No, she's
Shit. Yeah. Blame Twitch, everyone.
And I've literally got Skype and Chrome open. That's it.
Yeah, me too. My computer's fine, but Twitch is having a shit fit.
It's having a fuck. It seems like everyone's on the period today.
Yeah, still.
Fucking Skype and Twitch.
I don't think it's me.
It's not
I've
you.
just untoggled low latency and my Twitch is just having a complete dicky fit.
Latency's on. Report playback.
I just put it. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's terrible.
We've smoothed.
Yeah.
We're smoothed out now on.
Yeah, no, we've completely frozen though. Everyone's saying they can hear us. Oh no, we're back. We're back.
Nice and smooth, or
Are we?
Yeah, it looks like we're quite smooth now. That's weird.
Yay, smooth.
Well, thank you everyone for bearing with us.
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
We've got no other content other than wonky Twitch, so I don't know what we're going to.
Oh, we've got loads of content, Chandler.
Loads.
And thanks for the. So that was the news. So yeah, while that was happening, Kaz has done all the news, so that's all done and
Nice
dusted.
try.
So,
Nice try.
Are we assuming then? Are we assuming then that Chandler's got another hour and quarter of content? Over to you, Chandler.
Skype just kicked everyone out of the call.
Skype literally did.
What is going on?
what the hell?
Skype just kicked everyone out. Have you lost the NDI?
I literally joined and it fucking booted me straight back out.
Oh, this is just insane.
Oh, Skype just had the biggest shit fit.
Skype, you left.
Yeah, honestly, Skype just completely kicked us all out of the call. Even Skype user Chandler didn't have an hour and a quarter's content.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're back. Right. Into the news. If we carry on with content, it should stop. Right. I will start, and then if it shits itself again, I'm going to go cry. So, bit of positive news from the states. Colorado might be the only state having a rational response to vape panic. Instead of banning sales, regulators are trying to figure out what's actually causing harm. A bit of lateral thinking. So it says Colorado is once again at the forefront of drug policy in America. Since an explosion of deadly vaping-related illnesses across this country, the CDC has explicitly advised people to stop vaping products that contain THC oil. And we know this, we've flogged this horse many times. But because of a definitive cause has not been isolated, the agency also warned that the best way to prevent yourself from getting sick is to cease vaping entirely. To the dramatic uptick in teen vapors in recent years, several states have raced to ban some vapes completely. Colorado, meanwhile, is poised to respond to the panic with deliberate caution, not a flash of frenzy. As the Denver Post reported, the Marijuana Enforcement Division in Colorado is very close to restricting certain additives in cannabis vaping, including polyethylene ethylene glycol. That is not the same as propylene glycol. Vitamin E acetate, and medium chain triglycerides, or MCT oil. Vitamin E acetate, in particular, has been repeatedly connected to the illness outbreak. But because THC oil is often too thick to vaporize on its own, these ingredients are used by manufacturers to thin the substance out. But they might also be creating unintended carcinogens when heated. The cannabis industry in Colorado has been advocating for stricter regulation since at least September, an approach experts and some industry insiders have described as a necessary contrast with the semi or full blanket bans on vapes elsewhere. This will amount to putting new testing in place that will recall vaping products if they have any of these chemicals, says Sam Kamin, a professor of marijuana law and policy at the University of Denver. The MED, Marijuana Enforcement Division, which is a part of the state's Department of Revenue, already monitors cannabis industries and is tasked with making sure other stringent rules, everything from science and policy to proficiency testing to pesticide analysis, are followed. Then it goes on to say about how all the other different states have all their own versions of these rules, but a professor of community health at Boston University says a regulated cannabis market is necessary to avoid the harms associated with the black market. And whilst this is occurring at the state level in Colorado, I believe the federal government should reclassify cannabis so that it too can regulate the product safely. The lesson here when it comes to vaping and marijuana is that when you have very popular products, we are much better off regulating them than banning them and dealing with the repercussions of the black market. So we've actually got a little bit of sense coming out of Colorado, it seems, which is a refreshing breath of fresh air, if I'm honest. Right. Okie dokie. So, as we know, a few weeks back, Massachusetts banned vaping. Apparently, the Massachusetts vaping sales ban can stand, but it needs fixing, says a judge in Massachusetts. A Massachusetts judge on Monday declined to immediately halt a ban on the sale of vaping products adopted after the outbreak of these lung injuries, but he said the state must redo the ban and get public comment this time. The ruling by Suffolk County Superior Court Judge Douglas Wilkins was a partial victory for Republican Governor Charlie Baker, wanker, who through an executive order last month, adopted the toughest sales ban of any state in response to the outbreak. But Judge Douglas Wilkins said that Baker likely overreached his authority in issuing the order and said he would bar the state from enforcing the ban on nicotine vaping unless several defects were addressed. Wilkins nonetheless concluded that immediately halting the ban, as the industry trade group Vapor Technology Association wanted through its lawsuit challenging the September 24th order, it would contravene the public interest. The judge gave Baker until October 28th to reissue the ban through an emergency regulation and said the state must also provide a chance for vape shops and other members of the public to comment. Are we still all right on the whole stream thing? Is it working? Yeah, it seems to be quite smooth. Okay.
It's in and out. It's in and out.
Okay, that's fine. Lizzie Guyton, a spokesperson for Baker, says that his administration maintained the order was properly issued and are exploring the next steps. Tony Aboud, VTA's executive director, said it regretted the ruling and would seek to block the ban, which the group has called an existential threat to the state's $331 million nicotine vaping products sector. That's in one state, $330 million. At least 1,479 e-cigarette-linked injury cases have been reported. And in its lawsuit, Washington-based VTA argued that Baker's emergency order was an unconstitutional overreach and was as arbitrary as it claimed to target youth vaping and the outbreak by banning all sales to anyone in the state, regardless of age. So that's going to be an interesting one that I'm going to be following, because I know that certain bans, I know in New York, have had the court step in and basically say, look, you need to provide evidence. You just outright banning it isn't going to solve the problem. So let's think about this before you get all scared about it. Our favourite friends over at Juul have got some more news, and I don't like talking about them, but they're such a big force in the industry in the States, especially, that it is worth, because what they do does tend to affect the industry as a whole. So, Juul will now suspend online sales of flavour products in the US. So, in 2018, Juul Labs had announced its plans to stop selling most of its flavored nicotine at bricks and mortar stores. The e-cigarette manufacturer said it would keep on selling menthol and tobacco flavored products in stores, but all the other flavors would remain online for sale, which has age verification controls. However, likely in response to last month's announcement by the Trump administration, all flavored vaping products may be banned. Juul has just announced that it will now also stop selling its flavored pods on its website, effective immediately. Meanwhile, mint and menthol nicotine pods will remain available for sale. We continue to review our policies and practices in advance of FDA's flavor guidance and have not made any final decisions. We are refraining from lobbying the administration on its draft flavor guidance and will fully support and comply with the final policy when effective. Either way, go on.
Does that sound just totally stupid to anyone else?
Yeah, this is it. They have the power to fight it, and they're like, nah, it's easier for us if we just don't. Mental.
Seems like they're just rolling over and giving up.
And as much as, I believe a lot of our problems within the industry are down to Juul. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm not arguing with that one.
But for them
it's not the Juul in itself. It's the way they're. It's kind of the way they're handling it. They could so easily have just gone. Look, there's nothing wrong with vape. They're not standing up for themselves.
No, and why should they? When they're going to be fine, because if tobacco's successful, they're successful. Look at their owners. If vaping's successful, they're successful. They couldn't give a fuck.
It just yeah. Go away. Carry on.
Anyway, it goes on to talk about their new age verification system and their track and trace program, which has the reportable serial numbers, which can then be traced back through. So if they have anyone who's selling underage, that can be traced through the suppliers selling it to underage users. But it's just interesting that they've basically just gone, okay, we'll just deal with it, because at least this way we'll end up in people's favors. Right. It's just all sunshine and rainbows at the moment. EU organisation has criticised the UK for endorsing flavoured e-cigarettes. Right. So last January, Public Health England, the UK health organisation, renowned for its progressive stance in relation to harm reduction, has released footage from an experiment indicating the devastating harm caused by smoking and how this can be avoided by minimised by switching to safer NRTs, nicotine replacement treatments such as vaporizers. The release of this film was part of PHE's health harm campaign, which encouraged smokers to try quitting. According to the Office of National Statistics, and this is a good number, last year alone, 400,000 people gave up smoking in England, which leaves 6.1 million smokers, or 14.9% of the population. And that's down in 2016 from 15.5% and almost 20% in 2011. Vaping products are believed to have played a major role in this drop. Good news. Really good news.
Awesome news.
And it says, based on this data, the PHE has predicted that in 5 years, only 1 in 10 English people will smoke, between 8.5% and 11.7%, and that Britain could be a smoke-free society by 2030, which is unheard of. So, under the flavours dilemma, in line with findings by numerous studies, the PHE is in favour with the use of flavoured vaping products. They are known to encourage smokers to make the transition from deadly e-cigarettes to the safer alternatives. However, a European expert on tobacco control disagrees, saying flavours are luring children into vaping. It's this whole fucking argument again, except we're getting it from the other side of the world this time. We're not getting it from the Atlantic, we're getting it from Europe. So it says, Professor Charlotta Pesinga is the chairman of the European Respiratory Society Committee, an international coalition of doctors and scientists whose research has been shared in the European Parliament. In Europe, we have banned flavours from cigarettes because we know it attracts young people to smoking. Cigarettes should taste like cigarettes, not like candy. E-cigarettes taste like candy, and infrequently we see in small shops where they're sold e-cigarettes on one side and candy on the other. Of course, it attracts children. Has she not been in a corner shop for the last 70 years where there is candy in front and cigarettes at the back? Is that...
Or or candy up front, and then bottles of birthday cake, vodka at the side of it. Sorry.
It's like, oh, I want a Mars bar. And do you know what this Mars bar makes me want? A fag. Like, no, don't be stupid. Anyway, she added that this is in no doubt that flavours should be banned. I know opponents will say flavours are essential because there will be heavy smokers who want to quit with e-cigarettes and they will not find it as attractive, but we have to think about the new generation of young people so they don't get addicted to these products. It is much more important that we don't experience a new epidemic of e-cigarettes, and we know there's substantial evidence that the use of e-cigarettes increases the risk of smoking conventional cigarettes, so it will kickstart a new smoking epidemic. It does not.
Well, the stats have proved otherwise.
There is no evidence as a gateway drug.
The stats prove otherwise. They said earlier, 40,000 people gave up smoking.
400,000 people.
400,000.
Yeah.
14.9% of the population. That's down to 15.5% rate in 2016 and 19.8% in 2011.
Yep. Well,
So what that stupid bint is saying is that she doesn't understand her own research.
yeah, exactly. Well, here's some stats from ASH. Action on... What does ASH stand for? Someone who knows more than me. They've just put ASH. The ASH report has indicated that the proportion of under 18s who tried vaping has dropped to the lowest level since 2016.
Action on smoking and
That's
health.
it. I knew it was action something. So more than 3/4, get these stats right, more than 3/4 of 11 to 18-year-olds have never tried or are unaware of e-cigarettes. Young people vape mainly just to give it a try, which is 50%, not because they think it looks cool, 1%, right? In 2019, 15% of 11 to 18-year-olds had tried vaping compared to 16% in 2018. This is an increase from 2015, of the 11 to 18-year-olds that had tried e-cigarettes. In 2019, 1.6% of 11 to 18-year-olds used e-cigarettes more than once a week compared to 0.5% in 2015. So there's a slight increase there. But we're still talking 0.5%. Vaping is much less common amongst young people who have never smoked. A large majority of never smokers aged 11 to 18, 93.8% in total, have either never used an e-cigarette or are unaware of them. 6% of them are completely unaware of them. Young people aged 11 to 18 who have never smoked, 5.5% have ever tried e-cigarettes. 0.8% are current vapers, and only 0.1% vape more than once a week. And not a single never smoker reported vaping daily. There we go. Mental. Those are the stats. I know that was a massive sort of word vomit of stats there, but essentially it's tiny proportions compared to what they're making it out to be. Tiny proportions. If anyone wants to read this in their own time, I'll actually pop the link because it's quite interesting the way they do it.
Just following on from that, the NNA, the new nicotine allowance, they've also put their boot in a little bit, pointing out that the proven success of e-cigarettes as smoking cessation tools would be compromised if e-liquid flavours were to be banned. And I completely agree.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, I feel like I'm glad that I'm someone who enjoys tobacco flavours, and therefore that to a certain degree insulates me from that ban, were it to ever occur. But there are people out there who won't touch tobacco flavours. For good reason. They don't want to.
Sorry, I've just spotted Stuart's comment. Yes, by 2030 we'll all be vapors and vegans. No way, I like bacon sarnies too much. Bacon's the only reason I wouldn't become a veggie, you know.
But I know it's going off on tangent a bit, but a lot of people are saying, instead of going fully vegan, right, and I personally will eat any meat. I'm not a vegan myself, but they were saying, instead of going fully vegan, just don't have the meats you don't like that much. And that will make a difference.
Anyway.
Brexit
and vegans, no go.
No, yeah. That is my news for the week. Thank you for sticking with it. I know it was quite dry this week, but sometimes we do have to do some serious bits every now and then.
So, those of you that are on the Vape Talk UK, UKVS, off your trot. Those of you that are a member of the Vape Talk UK Facebook group, those of you that aren't, why not? I seem to have denied quite a few people this week access to the group. There seems to be a lot of weird, random requests to the group.
Let him in.
No, I can't be asked to administrate it.
I had one, and the guy answered the questions normally. He was part of a load of normal-looking vape groups, so I thought, all right, I'll give him a go. Within 10 minutes, he'd already posted about buying Juul wholesale on the group. I was like, you have now been banned. Bye. And then just kicked him.
Get in the bin.
Get in the bin.
Anyway, so those of you on the Facebook group may have seen or not that I posted a link earlier to our wonderful leader, Nick, Mr. Grim Green, who was on a news show. I'm trying to remember the name of the news program. Focus, something like that. It went on looking incredibly smart, I've got to say. Those of you that haven't seen it, get onto the Facebook group and watch the video in the background. It is in focus. There we go. Yeah. Go and watch the video because it's a very, very good watch. And I tip my hat to him. He did a cracking job of keeping polite and not ripping the stupid bitch's face off. I would have done.
Oh, too right.
It really stood his ground. He actually, it kind of backed him into a corner.
He had a sincere and a genuine and an honest answer for everything, whilst the and I quote unquote public health expert, Dr. Jessica Sims, I do believe, spent most of her time trying to discredit him by giving him information that was just so out of date.
Yeah.
It was like, diacetyl, are we still talking about that? She started off banging on about propylene glycol. She was whinging about PG.
Nick shut that down very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Nick shut her down straight away by smoke machines. Like smoke machines at concerts.
I wouldn't have said smoke machines. I'd have said inhalers, medical inhalers.
I would have said cough mixture. It's in bloody cough mixture.
But isn't PG not only in food? It's in food stuff. So like microwave meals.
Tomato
as a preservative,
soup. Tomato
right?
soup.
But in smoke machines, isn't it VG?
Bit of both. If it's a water-based smoke machine, certain smoke machines are oil-based, but they're obviously not relevant here.
I thought there were more VG, which obviously gives you the cloud with liquid. That was my understanding. I actually thought there were VG, but anyway. Nick's response was absolutely incredible. As she's banging on about propylene glycol, he turned around. He says, "Are you more concerned about the inhalation of propylene glycol or the inhalation of smoking deadly combustible tobacco?"
Incredible.
And it was just such a comeback. I don't think she knew where she was coming from. And then she started banging on about diacetyl. Going on about diacetyl and obviously the presenter, the person that was leading the conversation, the debate, the slagging off, call it what you will. So what's diacetyl? What's diacetyl? And there she is. She's like, right, it's the butter. It's the butter that they put in everything. It kills you. It's nasty. It's evil. It's horrible stuff. And the woman turned to Nick and said, "Are you worried about all these chemicals that they're putting in these things?" And Nick's like, "No, not at all. There's probably no diacetyl in any e-liquid anymore. and there's 10 times more diacetyl in a traditional cigarette than there is in any e-liquid. Have you ever heard of a smoker with popcorn lung? Not one single case of any vapor in the world getting popcorn lung ever. Fuck you, bitch.
And say when he came with that comeback, it kind of sounded like Chandler.
I thought the thing that was amazing, and there were a lot of points that she was trying to make. I mean, so if you go and watch this video, right, he says, oh, she asked him about his own personal health benefits. He said, I feel the best I've felt in 10 years. He goes, I used to smoke, and I feel the best I've felt in 10 years. It's been fantastic for me. A lot of people I know it's been fantastic for. And this woman turns around, and this has got to win the award for the most irrelevant comparison ever. She goes, well, that's an individual experience for you, not the wider country. We look to the FDA to say what is and isn't safe for the wider country. She goes, a lot of people cut themselves as a form of release. They don't try and hurt, not trying to kill themselves. They just cut themselves. But we wouldn't suggest that to the wider population as a way of dealing.
Because of that, they don't kill themselves. But we wouldn't recommend it to the wider generation.
It's like, what have the two got to do? But there was, from her point of view, there was no mention of the thousands of people it kills every year.
She was saying that self-harm is safer than suicide, effectively.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was the world's best comparison, to be fair.
As Nick said, I can work into a supermarket, buy birthday cake, vodka, but I can't walk into a store, an over 21s only store, and buy strawberry flavoured nicotine.
No. He also referred to the UK, and he said in the UK, you've got Public Health England releasing all of the, as we know, all the campaigns, and they've even opened vape shops in hospital, and they intend to be smoke free by 2030. Then she tries to come back and say, well, it's a bit of a mad land here in the US, but
Wild West.
In the Wild West. We've got 1/3 less in the UK than in the US, and then started bleating on about the amount in dual pods. Considering she was supposedly a professor at some heart foundation, she didn't seem to have much medical knowledge or chemical knowledge. She's just towing the party line.
No. She did have as much as I hate to say it, Mrs. Jessica Sims, don't want to assume identity. Dr. Jessica Sims. Dr.
Professor.
Jessica Sims.
There you go, guys.
She was saying that in the UK, we have 1/3 less nicotine. And I get that. I do get that. But I wonder if the US took a similar stance to us, by regulating the strengths, whether they'd have so much more issues. Probably not.
The thing is with the States is that their regulatory system takes fucking years to get itself in order. No one can agree on anything. It's all political, and it's just bollocks. But this is it. She didn't mention regulating in the US at all. And he was going very much from a health point of view. And he even said to her, I don't think she had an answer for it. She goes, can you at least agree that vaping is safer? Not 100% safe, but safer than smoking. And she wouldn't give in.
No, she wouldn't be drawn on that whatsoever.
Of course she wouldn't. Her tobacco bonds are anyway.
Yeah, her bonds are about to mature.
She went off on one about the industry choosing not to be FDA approved, and choosing to go down the recreational product route. Now I've never heard of this before. I don't know if that's BS or.
I think she's missing out the fact that the FDA made it pertinently clear that to get FDA approval, not only would 98% of the products not get it, but they made it out to be a 10-year process that's going to cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars, whether they pass or not. So, of course, they're not going to, because it's just too much.
That's no different to the UK, though. You think about what it
Guess what
costs
they've-
to put.
Something through the TPD.
Hmm.
Guess what's just got FDA approval?
Shaving foam.
No, heat not bloody burn.
But it's, they could afford it.
I know.
They are a tobacco.
But any
Yeah.
tobacco product, and this is why it's so important that vaping is declassified from being a tobacco product. There should be no tobacco products approved by the FDA going forward. If it has tobacco in it, get it gone.
If there was to take that away, if there was to say, completely detach nicotine and tobacco, Australia wouldn't be a problem. America wouldn't be a problem. It's that whole tobacco and nicotine link that I think is causing so many issues and so many problems. Who's the anonymous moose?
As what?
Who's anonymous moose? Who else has got?
I've got mine up.
Yeah, you're logged in as you though. Who else has got the notes up?
Jono probably. No, and then did you notice how the presenter between the two people could not grasp the distinction between giving up smoking and giving up nicotine?
Yeah.
And I mean, Nick made a brilliant point. He goes, "I'm a consenting adult. I'm allowed to have my vices. I shouldn't be punished because I choose a vice that is less harmful for me than one that I previously had."
Because she was trying to make the point, wasn't she? She was trying to make the distinction. So, I think she was almost trying to bully him into saying that everyone should vape.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, "I'd never suggest it to a non-smoker."
If you don't smoke, don't vape. Simple. End of. Oh, we have a JM.
Oh,
Johnny boy.
he got his balls out. Put it in the group chat.
That.
Put it in the group chat.
No, I can't.
Send
It's
it.
not fair.
Spoil sport.
I'm looking. He must be on YouTube because he's not in our chat.
He is on Twitch though, isn't he?
Yeah, he comes in a. That is an awesome turban. I've got to say, John, an awesome turban.
Oh no, he's made a towel turban, hasn't he?
What made you say that?
Because you said that's an awesome turban.
It is.
Oh dear.
You wanna see his sari.
Amazing. Did anyone watch the video right to the end?
Oh.
Up next.
Why? What happened at the end? If my Skype audio stops fucking cutting out.
The woman goes. She goes. Up next, we talk to people about gay conversion therapy.
Honestly, the next section on the show was about turning gay and lesbian people.
I actually tried to
Straight.
tried to wait for the adverts to finish just to see if it did come on.
We need to go back and watch that, but I've watched one video today. I can't watch another one. Oh no, I've got 3 more.
Yeah. Mark, you found an interesting
You've got a
image.
4 limit.
Oh yeah. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, what a gay conversion!
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk to lesbian and gay people about gay conversion therapy.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Gay.
There we go. So this is what I came across. Due to the public health concerns, AAFES will no longer carry vaping products. Thank you for understanding. What the actual fuck? Surrounded by Marlborough, surrounded by Jinling, surrounded by Camel.
See, right. If they need the amount of evidence they think they have to get rid of vapor products, how much fucking evidence do they need to get rid of cigarettes? Like, what does that look like that they'll take cigarettes off their shelves?
Sorry, say that again. I just saw LGBTQ and had to read the statement.
So this is what I'm saying is like so this supposed evidence and panic in the States is enough for them to take vaping products off their shelves. What has to happen for them to take cigarettes off their shelves? What horrible epidemic or evidence has to come out that is not already out about cigarettes for them to take cigarettes off their shelves? Why are people ignoring cigarettes and treating cigarettes and vaping as a mutually exclusive things when they're going, well, vaping's killed 10 people, but we're not even going to consider the 30, 40, 50,000 a year that it kills in the States?
What makes me laugh is that they've actually got something on offer. They've got 50 cents off, like your next pack.
You're not allowed to do that over here.
No. Mark, can't buy strawberry milk in 3 milligrams, but you can buy a carbine and visit a high school near you.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. There's amazing. But yeah, if you haven't, after the show, go copy that link into a separate tab if you're on a computer, and go watch that video because it is very interesting.
Gareth, I think you're probably right, but under the MSA they can't get rid of cigarettes, and you know what? I believe you.
But the MSA doesn't stop individual retailers not stocking it.
No, but it stops governments. Sorry, they don't call them governments, do they? They call them, what do they call them over there? On individual.
Yeah, I'd say government.
And Andrew, help me out. What is your? Yeah, whatever.
But can you imagine if all the... Because I mean, I used to have a friend over here in the UK who owned a corner shop, and she said she made about 25 pence a pack on the cigarettes she sold in her shop. She goes, to be fair, I didn't even need the money that came in from cigarettes, but I did need the customers.
But how many people come in for a packet of fags but also buy a packet of chewing gum or a sandwich or a bottle of juice?
Well,
drink.
Yeah,
not.
Exactly, and that's why she kept them in. But imagine if there was a way that all the retailers that sold cigarettes in the States just chose not to stock them. There's nothing forcing someone to sell something. You can't force someone to sell something.
No.
You know how much it costs to actually make a pack of fags?
It's about 5p.
75
Pennies.
I think it was 36 pence.
Wow.
36 pence. And then she's making she's making 25% profit. Where the fuck is the rest of it going?
25p. Oh, it's duty and tax.
You know what I mean?
Duty and tax.
Mm.
All right.
But the thing is, right. Put yourself in.
Yeah, your mic's gone,
Yeah,
Mark.
Oh, I thought it was my audio.
Am I here?
As soon as you knocked your mic, you went.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here now.
I'm here.
And you're back in the room.
I'm back in the room. So, if you think about it, goodness, this phone is testing the USA. It's all text. If you think about it, right, the your friend that owns that shop, right, has to go to her wholesalers, yeah, and spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on cigarettes a week to make 25. Do I still sound like a Dalek?
You're all right at the moment.
Robot Mark, better now. We okay?
Yeah, that was more like a buffering issue than anything.
Check. So that poor cow has got to go out and spend thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds on cigarettes to put on her shelf. Put yourself in her position, right? You own a shop, right? And let's say you're working on let's say you're working on a 50% margin. If you're charging £1 for a Mars bar, you're making 50 pence. If you're selling a bottle of vodka for a tenner, you're making a £5, which is a fair margin for a retailer. For that retailer to be expected to and almost forced to go out and put, because I'm guessing they've got to buy the cabinet that they've got to have closed behind the.
Yeah, they've got to pay for it up front. It's all on.
They've got to pay for all that up front, right? So they're selling all their cigarettes and their Rizzlers and their tobacco and all that shit. It just doesn't seem right. Why would you have all that money in stock sat on your shelf for 25 fucking pence.
And the only thing that will change that is the attitude towards people that don't. Basically, you just got to stop buying cigarettes. And that's the thing is, I think we're not noticing it now, but in the next 5 to 10 years, as our country starts to go smoke free, you're going to see, because at the end of the day, smoking is still a big industry in the UK. It's when it gets down to the point where only 1% of the population is smoking, that's when the tobacco companies in the UK are going to start freaking out.
It's only a big industry for government. It's only a big industry for big tobacco. For the retailers, for the ones peddling, the ones taking the risk, the drug dealers, the dealers, shall we say, who are taking what's a packet of fags now? £10?
Yeah, 10.
£10. They're taking a 25 pence profit on a packet of fags. I'm sorry. Get in the bin.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Get in the bin.
Tobacco company, possibly, we'll see it in the UK eventually, is they're going to start acting like a cornered animal. Is that the minute it gets to the point where they get no money out of us, is the minute they start doing some drastic shit. And that's what we should be worried about.
Yeah, without a doubt. But they can only do what's within the law and what's within the TRPR. TRPR.
TRPR is correct. TPD and TRPR.
No.
Tobacco products.
It's not TRPR.
No, it's TPRP.
No, it's not.
Tobacco products and related products. It's an add-on to the TPD.
No. No, it's not.
TPRP. TPRP, yeah.
No. What is it? Oh my god, how can I not? TRPR.
No. No. No.
It's the TRPR. It's the TRPR.
Yeah. TRPR, not TPR.
What did I say?
No, you said TRPR. I said TPRP.
The tobacco related product
Referendum.
regulation. Referendum. Tobacco and related products regulation.
Yeah.
The TRPR is basically the British version of the European TPD.
I had a complete brain fart. Anyway, they can't discount. They're not allowed to do offers. They're not allowed to advertise. They're not allowed. They're in exactly the same fucking boat as us. What's going to happen when you've got, like you say, we're down to 1% of the UK population that smoke?
Well, I mean, in an ideal world, you'd see tobacco companies just disappear.
Is this when all our little corner shops, when all our petrol stations go, you know what, fuck this. I'm not putting, if only 1% of the population is smoking, but you want me to hold 30 different brands of cigarettes on my shelves? Yeah. Bin. Get in the bin.
The only thing is because I know these shops get bonuses for each year for stocking the products, all of the products in a certain way. So it's about £3,000 to £5,000 a year they get as a bonus for stocking their products. Blue try to force it on vape shops. If you stock all of our products, we'll give you a bonus. Yada yada yada. Thank you, Tony. I'm glad someone likes my fucking scarf thing. This is it. What's stopping them going, right, we're going to give you 30 grand to stock all of our products?
Because they won't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
There's no income.
This is it. Or...
And the government are going to shit their pants. The UK government is going to shit their pants because they're getting no duty. They're getting no tax. Okay, we've not got master settlement agreements or anything like that over here that we know of. Just saying. But
how far along the timeline will it be before they go, right, vaping products, VAT, dutied?
We are VAT.
Not VAT, sorry, duty, like duty tax on them.
Dutied or a tobacco related tax, a duty, much like tobacco.
Yeah,
and this could actually fit into the big question.
I think it's about time for your question, Johnny.
Because it will Yeah, definitely. Actually, I think it will tie in. So I did have a question, but now I've got a bigger question that's just sprung to mind, and I do think it's probably the biggest question. Not that I've asked. I mean, yeah, we've only been doing it for what 3 months now.
Mm.
But I think it's the biggest question that I'm ever going to ask while doing vape talk.
Okay,
Go
I'm
on.
scared.
So,
The answer is yes, but don't expect me to swallow it.
well,
20 quid's 20 quid.
why? Casket in the bin. That's my fucking line. It tastes like banana.
What have you been eating?
So, how long? I mean, right. So, Mark, you probably know
About
this.
6 inches.
On the rest.
What
Let him finish.
is that? How big
Sorry.
it is down at the child of the basement?
Easy.
Right. So, Mark, you will probably know this. When did tobacco and smoking start coming into like the world?
Since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Is it really since the beginning? I mean, do you think like
Yeah.
just
Well, you go back to
Sir
indigenous.
Walter Raleigh, in the UK at any rate, in the Western world.
Yeah, but you go back to, where's tobacco grown?
right? Okay.
So you go back. They were picking it. They were drying it. They were smoking it way before.
I've got an answer.
Gonna.
The 27th of July, 1586, by Ben Jonson, the most common date given for the arrival of tobacco in England. And it is said Sir Walter Raleigh brought it to England from Virginia.
Right. So Chandler went to school with Walter Raleigh. So
Yes, I did.
so what's that? What did you say?
86.
1586. So
Just over 400 years ago.
About 400 years. Do you think, or do you believe? Oh, right. So no, the big question: how long do you think it could take for smoking to be eradicated? If it could be.
I don't think it'd ever be eradicated. And referring back to Diddy, they can't get rid of smoking as it naturally cools the population and protects an inferior infrastructure. We're not going to go there because that was extremely deep, but I don't think it'll ever become.
No. Are you talking UK or globally?
Globally, it'll never happen.
Global.
UK, it may well. Globally, no. You go to countries where their whole infrastructure is based around the sale of tobacco.
Mm.
You think about what that's going to do to that country.
Yeah.
What's going to do to those villages? What it's going to do to it's going to devastate populations of people.
Yeah, but will it?
People, yes.
Mm.
But right, so
course.
right, I'll throw something in the equation now that actually made me think about it. So, what if they did the duty, customs duty and tax onto vaping rather than smoking?
Then, if it keeps us alive as an industry, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. If it stops it getting to the filthy, corrupt hands of tobacco companies, where it's only the tobacco companies that are allowed to sell it, manufacture it, and produce it, then fine, bring it on. I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we know it's not going to. It saves lives. We know that first and
It
foremost.
saves lives, and it saves money. You look at our NHS, okay, they're not going to see an immediate effect. But over the next 20, 30 years, the amount of smoking-related illnesses that are going through our National Health Service, it's going to save our country billions.
Yeah.
Absolute billions.
But do you think the tables could actually turn? I mean, we know to make a bottle of e-liquid. I mean, people who DIY, obviously you sell. I mean, Mark, you're a manufacturer, Cass, and me and Chandler especially. We do mix his own liquid. We know how cheap it can be, and obviously, you guys in the chat, we know how cheap it can be to make. What, 100,
to make, you're talking 40, 50, 60, 70 pence a bottle.
Right. So if it's costing 36 pence, 35 pence, whatever, to make a packet of fags. But yeah, it's costing just a little bit more. Well, double to make a bottle of e-liquid. Do you think it could actually, the roles could reverse and actually smoking could get eradicated, but the tax and duties could be passed on to the vaping side?
But the thing is, vaping doesn't kill people. Smoking does.
Well,
so
no.
they take that duty and feed that duty into the NHS. They feed that into saving the lives of people that smoke. Vaping doesn't kill people. And for now, with the small amount of smokers that we have, is probably, funding the NHS for now. But as people stop smoking and either move on to vaping or stop smoking, vaping, whatever altogether, then the cost of that, I don't think they need to introduce any more levies, any more taxes, any more duties. If they have to, then fuck it, do it. But I honestly don't think it's a possibility.
Andrew, why do they need the money for? Well, the duty goes towards our government, same as taxes and insurance, national insurance does. They rely on it to fund stuff.
But obviously we've got our NHS, and our National Health Service in the UK is free of charge. Andrew, if you used to come over here and have a heart attack, you'd be looked after. Your health, you wouldn't need health insurance. You'd be paid for.
Yeah,
It'd be done. And over here, at least as a British and English citizen, you'd be covered. So the money that comes in from tobacco and duty and everything else should, probably not all of it, would go towards the NHS. But over the years, as people stop smoking and move to vaping, there's going to be less smoking related diseases that need treating. Therefore,
the NHS will need less money.
There'll be less stress on the NHS because there'll be less people with emphysema. There'll be less people dying of lung cancer. There'll be less people...
Heart disease.
Yeah.
Heart disease. Do you know what I mean? It's simple. Our country, and I'm not digging at you directly, Andrew. I think that's why... I'm not digging at Andrew. I'm digging at the States and how everything is about the dollar. So in the States, if you're ill, you get charged.
Yeah.
Death and taxes, the only thing guaranteed in life in the States. You get ill, you go to your doctor, you get charged. You need healthcare, medication, you get charged. If you don't get charged, your insurance company will get charged. Someone's being charged along the line. Over here, no one's being charged. It's all paid for.
But we pay for it through our taxes. So whilst it's free at point of use, it's not free, but it is free at point of use. We don't get an itemised bill. Although I found a very interesting article that says, do you know what the NHS should do? Is they should give an invoice to every single patient, letting them know how much it would have cost were it not a free healthcare system. Just so people realise just how much it costs to run the NHS.
You know what? We bitch like fuck. I know I do. Joe, when you go to the doctors and you need some antibiotics or you need something, and you go, what's our current levy on our prescription?
$9.60
per item.
Yeah, I think it's about £9 something.
So it's £9. Currently £9 an item. So if you go to your doctor, you go and see your doctor for free. It's all paid for by the NHS. You get prescribed by your doctor antibiotics, for example. That will cost you £9. £9. That is all it'll cost you. So, what? $17?
Give it. It's about $15.
16, $15, $16, right? Now
that goes directly back into it, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
If it was a tenner, it'd be $12.50. Going by the exchange rate as it is today.
There we go. You have, as Diddy just said, our NHS is far from perfect. If I was to ring up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to try and book an appointment with my doctor, I'd be lucky to get in within 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is what I'd be looking at to see my doctor. Now, the option is to go private. And much the same as we can pay a monthly amount to have access to a private doctor. To have private medical care, but you pay for it.
Does anyone want a GP pro tip? If you need an appointment, don't get an appointment with your GP. Get an appointment with your GP's nurse practitioner, because not only can they do everything the GP can do, they generally know how to deal with all the same issues. They can prescribe all the same drugs, and there's almost, I would say, there's about 70% chance if you can't get one same day, it'll be the next day. Yeah. I never see my GP.
I usually phone up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Get an emergency appointment.
It doesn't even have to be an emergency appointment. Just go see a nurse practitioner. They're just as good as GPs.
Oh, that's what. So I asked Andrew, says, do you have public defibrillators?
Yeah.
Now, to Andrew, when he met, in States, not to his knowledge that they actually do. Now, our taxes actually pay for defibrillators to be put outside our local post offices or wherever it may be. So in the event of somebody having a heart attack, because it takes so freaking long for an ambulance to get there, they could have keeled over already. But if you've got somebody not even trained for a defibrillator, you've seen it on films, piece of piss, clear, boom, done.
When you take the defibrillator out of the cupboard, it automatically connects you to is it NHS 111?
Really?
Yeah, and
they know that they're talking to you through the defibrillator.
Now that
you see, tell you what to do. Round here, you have to ring for the PIN number to get into the defibrillator. There's a PIN number on the front of the box. Just very quickly, I just spotted a comment. We pay less tax. We pay less tax compared to VAT. Okay, we pay dinner. We pay 20%
VAT.
We pay 20% VAT on any luxury goods. It's only on luxury goods. So I'm trying to think of an example of something. Okay,
it's easier to say the things that aren't taxed. So children's clothes,
clothes, jam rags,
most
Jaffa
food.
cakes.
Yeah, because they're a biscuit and not a cake.
No, they're a cake, not a biscuit. Other way around. Cakes are not VAT taxable because they were a staple during wartime and therefore not chargeable.
VAT. If you was to order a glass of water in a pub or a cafe or a restaurant or whatever, there's no VAT. You buy it in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But if it's in or out, take away or sit in.
Regardless. I'm pretty sure water's not vatable until you add flavour to it. As soon as you add flavour to it, it becomes a luxury item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why is it that places say, I don't know, somewhere like Starbucks, you pay your VAT if you sit in, but not if you take it away?
Because if you're sitting in, that's classed as sitting in the restaurant and having your meal is classed as a luxury.
as Badger just said, cold takeaway is VAT free. Exactly the same as they were trying to make everything at Greg's. Those of you in the US, Greg's is a sandwich shop, but they sell a lot of hot pastries, sausage rolls, meat slices, pizza slices, things like that. And because they're cooked on site and because they're hot, the government were trying to say, well, that's a luxury good, you should pay VAT on it.
Yeah.
Now, they kind of agreed that if people eat in, they will pay VAT on it. If they take out, there's no VAT on it. But I think, there's a handful of states in the US. Some are close to 17, 18, 20%. You see, it's only recently we've gone up to 20%. We were 17.5% for many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
It's only recently in the past 10 years.
2007.
Didn't it get dropped to 15? For a short while, it got dropped to 15.
That was when the Bank of England
15,
interest rate dropped to 0.5% because it couldn't drop to 0%, and that was after the 2007 crash.
Hang on. No. It was 15%. Look, you're asking the old bloke again. It was 15% VAT for years, and then they put it up to 20.
I'm sure it went down again, and then back up to 20.
It did. It was 17.5. Then it got dropped to 15. It went up to 20.
Very short period of time. Short period of time.
What ain't the recession?
Yeah, that's what I think it was. The recession put it up because they dropped the Bank of England interest rate.
Andrew, we pay 8 cents per dollar on all goods, so 8% sales tax.
But also in the States, don't they add tax at the till?
Yes.
Which is like the most mind-fucking thing. Like, why would you do that?
Oh,
I found that.
Yeah, you buy something and you think.
I did
that. Try
when
working
we were in,
shit out.
We did that when we were in Florida because I thought we'd be exempt. We'd be exempt from it, but Florida apparently is one of the lowest because of all the tourists. It's 6%, but the price you see on the shelf is excluding sales tax. So you have to add the cost of tax as well. Have we answered that?
I think so.
Not really, because we veered off to NHS. But
I think the short answer is that no, we will never see the end of smoking.
No, the question was, how long do you think it could be before it would be eradicated, if it could be at all? But we'll revisit that. We'll revisit that one. Maybe not next week, but we'll swing it around.
Yes, for the rest of your life.
To be concluded.
Tony, what were you trying to say?
He said cunt.
Yeah, he says it's a cunt. Allowed.
Yeah, when I went to New York, I bought a PS2, and when I saw it, I think it was something like $185 on the shelf, and I was like, bargain! I'm taking it home with me. I got to till and they were like, oh yeah, that's 250. I was like, what?
You see, New York, what's that? 4%.
It was when I went. It was fucked up when I went.
4.5%.
I know some places have different taxes on different things.
Yeah,
like you say, electronic items can be.
It's a luxury,
more.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
but we're not in the UK.
Yeah, it's like Apple products, for example. Their prices are plus sales tax.
But you've also got things like that. That's why Japanese cars in the States are more expensive, because they've got import tax on top.
Yeah. Chandler.
Yes.
Some images of the Instagram variety for us.
I have. I think I've overrun tonight because I've got shed loads.
So see how we go. Get in the bin for Apple.
Hey, what? Hey, who's? As soon as I go onto this, I lose the.
I'm going for the bin. I'm with you on the bin.
Hey, oh, there we go. It's finally worked. There you go. Coil of the week. What do you think?
It's very pretty, that one.
It's quite nice. It's got a flat wire around the middle for some strange reason. But
Do you know what bothers me about it?
go on.
Just before it goes into the clamp, he's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a bit squished, doesn't it?
That's
the
a
SYX,
hot
isn't it?
spot. That's a hot spot crying to happen.
I wonder whether it looks like it's been clamped and then he's undone it and moved it and clamped it again.
Yeah. I think is that the Soy
Yeah.
X
No.
with the giant clamp.
It is, but I don't think that is. Doesn't look right.
It's an extreme. Those coils must be tiny because of how zoomed in you are onto that.
Ocas, when I type the CUNT, that C's business comes up. Oh. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, it's fine. You just talk about CUNTs.
I can't remember what it's called. Where you have straight wire to make it alien. Can't remember the word for it.
I don't know, but it's got straight wire wrapped over the alien, hasn't it?
I quite like that.
No, it's in between it.
I'll be back in a second.
The alien, you make it to make an alien. You've got to clapton the wire, then take out the core wire, then you stretch the outer wire to make the alien. But with that, what they do is they put the smaller wire into the core, then you stretch.
Right.
Is it interlocking alien?
Possibly, yeah.
So
because that straight wire goes over the top and underneath.
You get that effect. I know how to do it. I just can't remember the freaking name of it. I'm sure it's interlocking alien.
It's nuts. Either way, it's bonkers. So I thought that was. I thought I'd include that one. I actually saw that after I'd chosen most of my other pictures. But it's cool. So just a nice, simple alien. But I thought we've got a new product there to go with it. Go on, name the tank that it's sitting in. I don't think it says.
No idea.
That's the intake dual.
Okay.
So those two giant chimneys on the to either side of the coil. That's the air intake because the air intake comes from the top of the tank. So that comes down and underneath the coils. There you go.
Very nice. Postless is running its course a little bit now, though. I think.
Yeah, it's always bugged the hell out of me because I hadn't got any of those. What were they called? The coilies. Always kept meaning to get a coilie to clip the coils, but never got one. So I've only got. I had the drop, and then gave it away. What else have I got? That's
Diddy got it.
Postless.
Intake dual.
Hey, well done, Did. So there you go. That's that one. And new product. I thought everyone seems to be raving about this. The STNG.
Is that the Org Vape squonk though?
That is the Org Vape squonk. Yes.
I love the locking system on that.
Yeah.
That lock underneath the button, you just slide it up and it stops the button from going in.
They are
decent.
They are decent mods. I do like them. The audio was a bit dog shit, but the mods weren't bad. A bit heavy, but they weren't bad.
They're fully mech, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, and good to see it with a photo of a Dalek, which is cool.
Stitched alien.
Same colour.
There we go.
You've been Googling for the past 5 minutes, haven't you there,
I
John?
freaking have, mate, yeah. It was driving me insane. I knew it wasn't like interlocking or anything. A stitched alien. That's what because it actually looks stitched to do it. I prefer the R2D2.
Oh, dear. There you go.
Mark, have you been put? No, he doesn't know what R2D2 is.
Oh, Foosh have released another thing then.
Yes, Foosh have released another thing.
I wonder whether this one will auto fire as well.
This one's a pod system thing. The Foosh Nano pod kit. Yeah,
is this a freaking squonk? Oh, the Foosh.
The Foosh. Yeah,
Those
no,
mods.
another pod.
What they call semi-mechs.
Yeah, it's a semi-mech. And it lights up like a fucking strip light.
Christmas tree.
Like
I know one thing.
like C3PO's dick.
One thing it doesn't do is give me a semi. So
I'm shocked. He actually
It's not, it's-
He actually used it in good context. I'm surprised he knows what C3PO is.
Was I right?
Yeah. Actually, sorry, that completely bypassed me
He's just
because
Googled
it was so right.
R2D2 and just come up with C3PO as well.
I didn't. Lindsay's got a blow-up doll called C3PO, and he's got like a big flashy dildo cock.
He's got
so.
douche.
was the Star Wars
it was
dildo
really
market
good,
prevalent
and then
in your sex
spoilt
shop,
it.
Mark?
Clearly,
Yeah.
The lightsaber. Yeah.
not for me, especially if it's another fucking pod system.
Yeah.
Next!
Talking of pod systems.
Is that Wario?
Pod systems.
Guys,
There's another-
please feel free
Nice.
to utilise subscribers. Please feel free to utilise your icon.
Yeah, get in the bin. Please feel free to put it in. A CKS. I got this the CKS. Oh God, I can't remember what it was called now.
That looks like a drag.
I bought a CKS box mod, and I would have said it was my first high end with finger quotes. Look, I'm actually using finger quotes. My first high end purchase because it was like 99 quid for the mod, and it had got the God of Wind.
Yeah, well, black on it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've got it in a drawer somewhere. It's fucked. It broke. It was probably the worst mod I've ever bought as well. But yeah. So it's CKS. I thought I'd have now jumped on the pod bandwagon as well.
Yeah.
So and new product sent to me by Jono about half an hour ago. The QP design. Damn, now I can't remember what it is because I've cut the bit off the bottom.
The fit
It's
apparently.
mouth to lung tank, isn't it?
I wasn't a big fan of the fatality, but I know a hell of a lot of people were. But it's nice to see that they've actually
There
done.
we are.
I actually quite like it. I really like
No.
it.
I don't know what it is, but anyway, there you go. It's a mouth to lung by QP.
Has that got some sort of
Has
sort
everyone
of
got quiet? Is
charcoal?
my audio screwed again?
We can hear
We
you.
can hear you fine.
Some charcoal or what,
Am I
Mark?
on my own?
It's either got filthy wicks or
Yeah.
or like something charcoaly going on.
My audio's gone screwy. It sounds like I'm on my own.
Why do you say that, Mark?
What's with the black?
What black in the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the that's the chimney.
That's the bell inside, isn't it? It's
It looks. It's obviously a fresh fill then.
yeah, it's the air bubbles
'Cause-
around it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let them off then.
Yeah, it's quite nice with the glass.
I really
bell.
like the look of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rebuildable?
Oh, it's the
Yes.
fatality MCL.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
You know what it reminds me of?
A goblin.
Oh, I was about to get the little foot out, but it turns
Ah.
out it's not in there.
Yeah, you smashed it. Remember?
Yeah, I got another one.
I need to get my little foot up and running
There you
again.
go.
Actually, quite
So-
relaxed.
Give me your berserker.
Boobs.
There you go. Somebody obviously dropped their iPhone before taking this picture.
I'm not sure that's how screenshots work, to be honest, Chandler.
No. Oh,
What is
okay.
it?
I don't know.
It is the Harker. It's a mech tube, basically. It's just been released, and they will be available at the expo.
You can have it hand delivered free of charge at the expo. Well, if they're bringing it along, technically you're the one who has to go to it, so it's not actually being hand delivered.
Well, it is. It's getting handed over the counter.
Yes.
I wonder if they'll pay for your car parking at £750.
An hour.
That's the thing I never got with states about validating parking. What the fuck's that about?
It's the same in the NHS. If you go there for a good reason, they cancel your parking charge.
Pardon.
I've been
NHS.
I've been to
You're
appointments
joking me.
at hospitals, and they said, "Give us your parking ticket." They stamp it, and I haven't had to pay anything.
Right. I'm just going to tell you what it costs to park.
Might have just been that hospital, to be fair. Yeah, I went there for an outpatient's appointment, and they said, "Oh, give us your parking ticket." And
If you don't mind me, sorry, I'm going to say, if you don't mind me asking, Mark, how long were Lindsay in for? When she had Darcy?
2 days.
20 minutes.
So Dee went in on the Friday, and he was born the Monday. So nearly spanning 4 days. I'm so glad I didn't have to fucking park. That'd have been like my week's wage in parking.
It's terrible.
For 24 hours,
I may well be wrong though. In the States,
it's £13.30 in Leicester.
okay.
That's not drastic, I suppose. It's
Yes, it is.
enough.
13 quid parking is horrible.
Right. So for 4 to 8 hours, which is a typical hospital visit, £6.70.
Oh,
Horrific.
That is a
my
bit
local
harsh.
hospital was £12 for 24 hours. Still cheaper than the NEC. Anyway,
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
St James's at Leeds. There's actually two car. Like when you walk outside the main wing, there's two car parks. One's NCP, is it? And the other one's privately owned. You always see the privately owned one rammed because they can't fucking charge them and they can't find them either.
Dare I say that Rotherham Hospital for parking, it's only £7 for 24 hours.
amazing.
It's half
Right,
the price.
Next.
Anyway, there you
next.
go. Right. If you've got a billet box, why don't you get a fancy leather case from Vape Smarter? Look at that.
The Punisher billet box case.
It's quite posh, isn't it?
Well, they've got wrong freaking logo for a start.
I recognise that logo.
To me, it looks like Muddy Fox, like front bikes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Looks like he's not finished sewing it.
I don't think he has finished sewing it. To be fair, he hasn't been around the bottom yet.
Looks like a Cherokee's done it.
It reminded me, that's bugging me. That logo is bugging me because I know it.
Either that or he's got a really tiny dog to emboss it.
It's the Vape Smarter logo. There you go.
It's the hamster.
The hamster. Oh dear.
No, but
So
actually, typically the Punisher is from comics, and that is not a logo of the Punisher. If you have
that is
anything
not the
labelled
Punisher
as
logo.
Punisher,
No, you're quite right.
it's the skull.
yeah, it's the skull.
my eyes.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's got anything on the other side, but I just thought that was pretty clean actually for a leather case.
Diddy's got it.
Tony, I have to know. Do you live in the UK or the US? Because you seem to have very good information between the UK and the US. So...
He used to live in the US for 2 years.
Okay.
He said 6 months. 6 months ago, he came back over.
Right.
I thought, to be honest, Chandler asked him, and I thought it would be a bit weird with the guy's name called Tony London UK, and then Chandler says, "Do you live in the States?" I thought
That
you were
was the
taking
entire.
piss.
I was taking the piss. That was the entire point. His name
Diddy
says,
said,
so if you're in the UK, is it? Do you think it's probably in Newcastle?
Newcastle?
But anyway, there you go. Not wrong with Newcastle. So right, next one.
"Oh, it's like the Jack Wolfskin logo, according to Diddy."
Oh,
Just
there
made
you
it
go.
back.
So there's the Queen of Hearts e-liquid, and what's going on with that bottle?
What bowl?
The bottle.
What bottle?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a bottle.
Bottle just doesn't look right. It's distorted. If you're going to take a picture like that, you don't need a wide-angle lens.
I think the issue here is that she's not sitting on it.
Oh.
Oh, Kaz, just lower that just down to
Marks out of 10? I'll give her 1.
Well, just 1 out of 10.
just one.
No, 1. I'll give her 1.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So this next one is almost.
No. I'm not
No.
finished.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm not finished.
Let's just wait. Let's just wait there for a moment and let Mark
Apparently
enjoy
he's
himself.
actually called Tony London.
Yeah, it's T London. Yeah, and then he added the UK because people get confused that he actually lives in UK.
Yeah.
So in that case, Tony, where in London? Where in UK do you live? Do you live
West
in London?
London.
West London.
He literally says it in the chat.
Read the freaking chat, Chandler.
It's all right. I'm off now.
Right, next.
T London.
Job's done.
Mark's done. Say.
Well, next time you're on the job with Lindsay, please say that at the end.
Sorry, Tony, for Chandler's ignorance. I have been reading chat.
I do read chat. It's just when I'm doing this bit, I've got me what's it screen up, so I wasn't looking. I am going to have to get another monitor.
Right, well, mine's clearly going to be the sunglasses emoji for this one.
Pod systems don't count as a mod.
And I'm not counting them.
Fuck off. You're winky face.
Yeah, I kind of looked at this and when they stopped at 10. I've got on my desk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Chandler,
just on my desk.
No one likes to show off.
Yeah, but you know my choice of mods.
I mean,
one of them's an ex-priv baby. I mean, yeah.
If you'd have asked Mark 6 months ago, he'd be on the 10 plus. But
and now I've got 3. Now I'm over the 10.
You're over the 10.
I don't think I'm over 10.
You actually think?
You know?
Yeah.
I don't think I am. Hang on.
Oh. Right. So next week we're looking for a new
without
host.
years, I have hundreds.
Yeah, you actually think, oh, I haven't got that many, and then all of a sudden, when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, oh shit!
1, 2, 3.
I didn't even include the one that's in my hand.
Stig pods don't count, right?
Get in the bin.
No, stick pods don't count as anything.
Get in the bin. What for a Stig pod? When you're vaping on a minifit, you get in the fucking bin.
I'm not saying my minifit counts as a mod.
I picked out some 60mg, no 50s, 50 Stigs the other day.
How were they? They knock you on your ass.
No, they're all right actually.
I've actually got 6 mods.
6 doing all right. There you go. You've got a Winky.
You've got a Winky.
A Winky. Look, Winky.
Tesla
Winky smiling.
Never leaves my side. I've got 3 suicides, which are now collecting dust. I've got a G-Class as an ohms reader, and a Tesla Warrior. That's it.
A G-Class. I like the G-Classes.
I use it as an ohms reader.
Is it gold? No, I don't like the gold one.
Oh, dude, no, but I got the... I actually... No, sorry, 7. I've got a matching pod system for it. I really like that.
Oh.
Next.
Well, all right. Next. Right. Okay.
Oops.
This is an advert on a bus in a bus station in Germany.
Wow.
What is? Could you see what that's advertising?
Well, surely that's against the TPD, which is active in Germany.
Well, I'm assuming it's in Germany due to the German the German smoking anti-smoking text at the bottom.
I think you'd get rocking this dodgely. I think you'd get away with that in the UK actually.
Does that tobacco sans nix means tobacco free or tobacco without nicotine?
I think,
and therefore is
if my
devoid.
tobacco sounds, I'm gonna have to Google translate that. I read that and thought it was like tobacco cigarettes without filters.
No, it means tobacco and nothing else.
Tobacco and nothing else. Oh, okay, so so it's just saying that it's a tobacco blend and it hasn't got rat poison mixed in with it. It's not saying it hasn't got nicotine in it because tobacco has nicotine in it. But what's that? Why is it? Why have they gone the no batteries needed route? I mean, what the hell?
They're targeting
the
the vaping industry.
tobacco to fuck off vaping.
They really are. It's blatantly going, chuck your vape in the bin, have a packet of fags.
Vape Extreme has said next. Thought you said we would love this Insta. Thank you,
Mark
Mike
seems to
Dolan,
like it.
wherever you are.
Yeah,
Don't know who that
there
was.
you go. M. Dolan. He's how many bits?
We should call him M Dollar.
450, but doing the singular ones, it seems just like an attention seeker.
You can't.
Moving
You
swiftly
can't
on.
do 50. You
yeah.
can't do 50. So Travava.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
vaguely vape related.
Wrong show. Next.
Sorry. Oh, these just look. These are getting on. I think I'm just going to post these on a regular basis because they freak me out every single week.
I love them, mate. I think they're
brilliant.
class.
Oh,
They
I've just
are
spotted the
amazing,
wrist.
aren't they? I know, isn't it freaky?
Do you know what I want to do? I just want to throw salt at that.
Oh, don't. Oh, horrible. Oh dear, but yeah.
See, it took me about 30 seconds to read icon.
Mm.
You know, I actually.
And then I saw OMG, ML, Shred. It was like, what?
Yeah, it's a bit all over.
Missed Turkey Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Oh, turkey Twizzlers.
I've not eaten yet today. Turkey Twizzlers would be good. Can you still buy them?
No,
No.
Jamie Oliver fucking banned them.
I think you can still
like
buy
to-
them. You just can't get them in
No.
schools.
Can you buy the dinosaurs as well? They're
Hmm?
always
You can buy the
quite nice.
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs were good.
But Turkey Twizzlers actually got banned. All because of Jamie Oliver, the fucking short tongue.
I'm hungry. I've just had 6 beers and nothing to eat yet today.
Oh dear.
So Mark's on the verge of a rage in a minute.
Yeah.
He's getting hungry.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's quite a cool one, isn't it?
I really do like
it's obviously the
What is a-
Halloween thing.
What is a recipe?
A recipe.
I think it's meant to be something grape.
Right. but
Oh, it might be
what-
vape. Why?
what
Surely that's vape. That's what I looked at.
What does faff mean?
Faff's another word for vagina.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was foof.
I thought a foof. Yeah, a foof.
Everyone in the chat, put your favourite name for vagina in the chat.
Actually, I love the word faff.
I like the word cum bucket.
Badly pat kebab.
Foof. I hear a lot of people say foof.
You see, we taught my daughter foo, but that I've never heard that. I'll put my hands up. That was all Lindsay's doing. For me, it was always minge, clout, cunt, whatever. Cunt's my favourite. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, but you can't exactly say Darcy had a pink toilet and up and white you cunts, can you?
Cunty,
Thanks, Phil.
Jay-
Why is my name in capitals?
Cass, cunty, gateway to her guts. I like that. Fud. That's got to be a northern thing.
That's got to be a northern thing.
Hey, believe me, it isn't.
No.
Come
I heard of
on,
that
come on. We need more. There is
Axe wound.
axe wound. Oh God, we're gonna get a lot of.
Meat
There
wallet.
we go. We'll allow that. Cunt is the best word ever.
Oh,
I do love cunt.
It never loses its effectiveness. Fanny, yeah, fanny's a fairly common one. Although there's not fanny in the
for the
States.
US for the ass.
Good evening, Ali. By the way, I don't think you've engaged. this
Incredible.
Phil,
cocksocket.
Quim.
I didn't even notice that one at first. Phil, name apart from vagina, Cass.
oh yeah,
Minge.
that's just dawned on me, that one.
Mott. I like Mott. Split arse. Clout. I like clout.
Basically, Andrew, for some reason, only certain people can type the word cunt in. I think you have to be a mod.
No, but we've okayed it, so everyone should see it. Lady purse.
Oh.
Snatch.
Smelly slot. Oh, Tony. Right, anyway, getting off topic. Next.
Growler. Growler.
Oh.
That was a good one. 4 lips.
What kind of vaginas have you been looking at?
Oh, okay. 2 inner, 2 outer.
I'll tell you what, respect Johnny's, that's twins. Good lad.
Oh, we've got a split arse on the screen.
What?
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Why does her head look photoshopped onto her body?
It does, doesn't it? And her eyes. Just something strikes me as really
She's got
disconcerting.
one eye. There's one eye that slightly kinks in.
Yeah, and what the hell is she vaping?
She looks a little bit boss-eyed.
What is it? Yeah, but what gets her? What gets me is is what they wrote underneath. Okay, so this is from Advocate Official, and underneath, right, the text. I'm not even going to read it out, but you know.
Sorry.
Have you just read that through?
Right. Another one for me growing up was rat.
Get your rat out.
I wouldn't get your rat out. Yeah. And I just saw RTA as rat. I would love to have both her and her Mantarati MTLB2 rat.
No, I really like Andrew's snappy nappy dugout.
Right, Chandler, wrap it up. What have we got?
Well, the thing was, you see, I don't know what she's obviously got a specific. I'm having my photograph taken pose.
Yeah.
Because I went through her Insta, and basically she looks exactly the same in every single picture.
She looks boss-eyed on that one as well.
I know. Oh, just crazy.
Is she even promoting anything vape related there?
I don't know. Don't think so.
I see cleavage on that one.
So is it the lipstick?
No, it's the cleavage.
Okay, fine.
But I can't stop looking at her in her eye. That one eye just. Hang on.
Right. You ready for this?
It's like, have you ever seen a picture of Tom Cruise and you realise that one of his front teeth is right in the middle of his head?
Do you know what, Chandler? You're spot on. It is photoshopped. All they've done is changed like the makeup on her head. Because if you look at the hair, it's in the exact same position.
No, but that arm's attached.
It moves very slightly. It's. Oh yeah, even the. Yeah, it is. Look.
I've got a theory.
My god.
I've got
the
a
top
theory.
bit of the hair here, when it like droops down a little bit, it's the exact same.
I've got a theory, right? The picture in the white dress is an actual picture. The picture in the orange is photoshopped because look at the arm on the orange one. I reckon that's someone else's hand coming in from the side.
No, same nails.
No, but you'd
nails.
have no arm. I think she'd just change the top. Because the hair is in exactly the same place. Even down to that little...
Flick on her forehead.
She's got like a... Hang on, let me...
I've just said this.
Yeah. It's scary, isn't it? It's really scary.
The other alternative is, you've got to remember, she probably takes 30,000 photos a day to get the right one and has got that pose down to a T.
How many,
but even
how many
with
followers
that
has she got?
Just here. Just here on her head.
Oh, wait, go back.
Look at them two hairs on her neck.
Look at the
They're
accounts,
there.
right? The white picture is her account. The
Oh,
second
no,
picture is Shenzhen, and I reckon they've
Yeah.
doctored it.
No. I found that, and it got the link to her account. So I went to her account and found that one, but that other picture was on there as well. Along with, I probably should have got a load more because I think I would be able to literally cycle through the pictures and they would like this, and they would just all be she's wearing a different frock and holding a different bottle in her hand.
Flick again.
It's freaky, isn't it?
No, flick. Right, look at the background. It's in exactly the same place.
Maybe she just uses the same background and takes loads of photos.
I bet she's charged like $5,000 a photo. She's just like, right, change your lipstick, look boss-eyed.
That lipstick, I reckon she's changed the colour of the lipstick, photoshopped it. It's scary. Anyway, there you go.
I am going to have to go investigate now.
I am.
And the last one is from our very own Mark Skeet Elliott.
That's not Mark.
No, but he posted it. I'm not.
Okay.
I was going to say I'm not sure. I thought no, that looking at the hand, that's not Mark. But it did take me a while to go. Is that Mark?
No, definitely not.
But
Mark has hair.
yeah. But there you go. I thought it amused me. There you go. That's what I've seen on Insta this week.
Fantastic. Right.
It's been a long show.
We've enjoyed it.
Hasn't
It's fun. I've enjoyed it. Right. Anyone who's watching that doesn't follow, please hit the little heart at the top of your screen. That will notify you as to when we go live. Generally, at the moment, it's Tuesdays and Fridays. Fridays is the Late Vape Show, generally not vaping related. Anyone who has Amazon Prime or wishes to lose a $5 for the next month, consider subscribing to us, because it will mean that you get a exclusive emoji, and soon, hopefully, we'll give you some more. And also, you won't have any adverts when you join the stream.
Just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's joined us on Twitch this evening. Diddy, thank you very much for joining us. Ali, thank you very much. Andrew, thank you. Another TT viewer. Electrolong board. Gareth, thank you very much for joining us. Host Maraffle. Night Worker. Oh, Night Worker. There's two of you. Night Work and Night Work. Northern Monkey, thank you very much. Networker. Sorry, I misread. Networker and Night Worker. Northern Monkey, thank you very much for joining us. Phil, it's a pleasure as always. We love you, Phil. Rick O. Stevo, thank you very much for joining us. Tony, a pleasure as always. VNK, thank you very much for joining us. Vape Tech Stream and Virgo Pros. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you, possibly, maybe, almost, on Friday. Adios, motherfuckers.
Bye-bye.
VTUK.
Love you all.